Good morning, guys. Um, Show Bliss tapping back in with you guys, giving an update. Now, right now, I've still been reaching out to Ty Rotario. I've still been reaching out to him and haven't been able to really get any info. I haven't spoken to him like with a return message since before the new year. We had wished each other a happy new year and everything. But honestly, I know that this situation has been going on for a while, guys. I've been trying to get direct info. I hate to get info from outside sources. So all my info has been coming from people who have like actually known Mello or been close or near to him, or anything of that nature. I only gather that type of info. Like I see a lot of other sites, they go and they circumvent info that I put out. Now, I don't knock you for it. We have to feed off of each other. But I intend to give out accurate info. I see a lot of people have splashed on info that they just, it's just anonymous. It's just miscellaneous info. Like it really has nothing to do with the situation. Now, I see people with reports of Mello dying of drug overdoses and all that. Okay, now that's not clear yet, so no, we're not gonna be definitive about that. We're not gonna make that the conclusion of why, what happened. Okay, what I will say is Mello has been down south for some time. Sources have told me that he has been out of town. I don't know exactly where. Some have said North Carolina. Now, they said that he was down south with family, getting help, and he was placed in some type of rehabilitation center or psychiatric ward. Not a ward, but a home, okay? And getting treatment. Now, the last I heard, he was getting well. For those of you who don't really understand the situation, they don't even recall Mello being in any type of duress. Mello has been going through some things. Now, I did put out there that there have been some weird instances and rumors that Mello was laced. Now, there are several different things stemming from a Mickey to all the way down to Elise Blunt. Now, a Blunt, I don't know if the Blunt, everybody, look, I've smoked angel dust before. Literally. Like, I've smoked this shit before. Like, was in LES back in the day. It didn't drive me crazy or anything like that. And my brother actually has schizophrenia and another underlying condition. Like, he was deemed crazy years ago. Okay? We're going to use that term. I don't mean any disrespect by it. Just, he was deemed crazy years ago, literally. Now, with those conditions, now his condition actually stemmed from the angel dust. Now, when I smoked angel dust, it didn't affect me like that. It did some visual things, definitely impaired me mentally, okay, and had a rough day. Bounce back from it, and a lot of people don't bounce back from these episodes. Now, what I've heard is that Mello was already going through his own. He's already had these underlying conditions. Now, a lot of people are naturally born with these conditions where they have episodes throughout life. Sometimes they're normal and they're at their best. My ex, she used to work for city council. She's actually director of communications there. When schizophrenia touched down, again, because it had already happened to her in life, she hadn't exposed that to me, but it had already happened to her in life. So when it touched back down, she went totally nuts. She was paranoid. She thought I was the devil. She said she was the devil. She was just somewhere else. And then, it caused a lot of crazy things to happen. Ended up getting stabbed directly through my hand, actually. You know what I'm saying? Through the other side. Through. So I had to go through a lot of work with that and all that. But seriously, like I've seen people deal with these episodes and they're absolutely like get unfathomable. Like if you don't see someone go through this, then you wouldn't understand it yourself. Is what I'm trying to express to you guys. Now, what people have expressed to me is that Mello, like those people, earlier in life he's already dealt with these episodes. Okay, so we can't put it on the video. The videos that I put out before, they were rumors. You get what I'm saying? Now, what we're trying to clear up here now is the lace theories and the Mickey theories and all that. Okay, what we're gonna clear up is that, because what I do also hear is that Mello already suffers from these types of conditions. Okay, so in life, these people, I'm not gonna refer to them as these people. People who have these conditions, they have high, high psychological, like like as far as being smart or being able to unlock things, they really go deep. They really go deep into thought. Some people say that these people see. Some people say that these people see shamans, and I keep saying these people. Some people say that people with these conditions are shamans, and they see other shamans, and they see other things within other realms. Okay, and it caused them to not think straight, not understand what's real and what's not real. They also have underlying conditions, which causes them to like be nervous or anxious, or like it's just a bunch of things that go together to make up this one thing. Now with Mello's condition, it definitely seems like he suffered from schizophrenia. Maybe that was a schizoaffective. Okay, now what happened was we're not gonna put the lace thing on it. Okay, we're gonna definitely try to clear that up, because you could smoke a regular blunt. You could smoke a regular blunt. All right, now once your chemical balance, that balance in your brain, once it's imbalanced, once you're chemically imbalanced, anything could happen, and this could stem from a regular blunt. So, they said that Mello had a gathering and a get together, and they all, did what they do. And after that day, after he had consumed all of the drugs and festivities that he had consumed that day, he wasn't the same. He had gone back to a more, the Mello that was under duress, that needed help. He went back to that person. So, like, I'm trying to put this in layman's terms. It's hard for me to break it down, not layman's, but just in a more simplified way of speaking, because I could speak it in a more complex way, but then a lot of my viewers would have to go through more to understand exactly what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? So it's just, with that condition, you end up losing yourself. All right? And you mentally don't have the capacity to take care of yourself as far as hygiene is concerned and things of that nature. You really don't have the capacity to do it. Your mind is focused on other things, and it's really racing, and you're seeing things that are not fair. Most of the time you're trying to get away from it because it's horrifying. All right? So, like if you've ever done psychedelics and all that, these episodes periodically happen. I do psychedelics. So I know what the fuck he could possibly be seeing. Excuse my language. Like, it's some of the stuff that you may see, it'll screw your mind up. And if you're not strong enough to deal with it, or if you already have underlying issues, this could be permanent. You got to be strong enough to tell yourself, okay, what's reality? Remember who you are and things of that nature. Now with Mello, 35, aged 35. I'm 35 years old. What I'm going to say is he didn't die of an overdose, okay, guys? He didn't die of an overdose. There may have been an issue because there are a lot, like, what they do now is they use drugs like with the combination of fentanyl and all that to try to wean guys who possibly are on drugs off of drugs. Okay, this is a theory. This is not what happened, guys. Okay, and what they do in these rehabilitation centers nowadays, instead of just using methadone, these there are different practices to try to wean people who are addicted to opioids off of them, because if you don't wean people off, they get sick and die. Okay, so there are many conclusions, that things that could have happened. Now, Melo being addicted to heroin, no, we're not gonna say that. Melo being on cocaine, okay, some people do cocaine, okay? It's not something I indulge, but some people do that. In his state, in those stages, drugs are the only things that seem to feel like they're helping people with these conditions. Seriously, like, even though they need different types of drugs. You get what I'm saying? They don't understand it. Some of them don't have access to it, so they go to street drugs. Now, with heroin, that's a drug that you get what I'm saying? They also said he had benzodiazepines and that's from one funnel to the other, though. That's not what was confirmed in death. We don't have autopsy reports or anything of that nature. Just blood and urine samples possibly from the rehab, okay? That's not info that I got directly from anyone. So, but pertaining to those things, like, there was drug use with Melo. We don't know what drugs they were, so we're not gonna try to pinpoint that. What we will say is there could have been some type of misuse of drugs during his rehab. Okay, now they say that he relapsed after a short period in rehab and was back out on the street. How true that is, I don't know. What his state was before death, I'm unsure. Whether he was sick or it just suddenly happened when he touched something bad, we don't know. Okay? But what I will say is, don't listen to anybody else, because a lot of these guys are stealing from me. And not trying to discredit some of them, but some of them they've never even spoken to any of these guys. They've never spoken to not one character. They haven't done any research, so they wouldn't know what they're speaking on in the first place. If you're going to hear something, you're going to hear about what happened, take it from me. When I get the news, I will definitely let you guys know, okay? But, like, if I post the messages from Rosario, you'll see that he hasn't answered me since that morning. So we're just going to see what's going on. We'll figure it out. If I got to give somebody a couple dollars to figure out what's going on, I will, okay? But as far as this situation, like, it's a very sad situation. I would like for you guys to stop saying that he overdosed on drugs, even if that is so. You get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of you wouldn't make it a day in that space. Melo's a true warrior, and he's been dealing with this for years, and has always been somebody who has been able to put himself in a great position regardless to the fact. Boom P is a pillar to the hip-hop community, the web series community, like, to all up-and-coming entrepreneurs. And he should be respected as such. He should be remembered as such, regardless to anything. Okay, guys? The full stories, though. Stop putting the fake stories out, guys. This is Yo Blizz. Once again, I would like for you guys to like, comment, and subscribe for more info, more updates. I do drop other stories. I've been away for a while, so I have yet to really be booming and back on here. I've been trying to stay away from the controversial death side of things. This one hit me in the heart, to the core. It went straight there. So definitely have to touch down on that and like I said, guys, when I get the actual info, make sure that you're tuned in. Make sure that you hit that bell so that you get notifications when I drop. R.I.P. Boom P. Make sure my boy lives on, guys. We gonna, like, I want y'all to be watching marathons. He lives forever on that show, guys. You can always see it. Great character, and he tried to, what I really want to show you guys is that he tried to drop a lot of jewels on people, because I know people myself personally, you know, that I've been in situations where, you know, I'm aggressive, and my aggression has gotten me into a lot of trouble throughout life. I've been shot, all types of shit. We will, you know, it's been a long road for me. What I'll say is the show has gotten me through times and has given me reminders of how I should move, how I should be moving, and how I got to give yourself discipline. You got to discipline yourself. The only way to respect life is to show life that you have disciplined yourself to move accordingly. Respect life. He knew what he had to do, but it's other conditions out there, that it's other forces that fight against these things. And you got to keep that in mind. For someone like that, you know that it's so much more in this spiritual fight. It's so much more. Because that wasn't, you know, these conditions are not just conditions, guys. These conditions, these names, schizophrenia, these are names of demons. And I want to get into all this theoretical stuff right now, but literally, these conditions